Bryce Young's a fantastic player. Look, I've said this before. If this guy was 6'3", it wouldn't even be a conversation who the best quarterback was. When you watch the film, he plays big. He's physical. He's a tough kid. Like, really, when you watch him in the pocket, he's throwing 300-pound defensive linemen off. His feet are incredible. We don't throw over guys, okay? That's like a common misconception. People think, oh, you got to be 6'4", you got to throw it over. No, you throw through guys. You throw in between the trees. Right? And that's what Bryce Young is excellent at. He's going to rip through progressions. He's going to find his way into throwing lanes. He's going to be able to move. He's going to be able to escape, make plays for you. You're a young football team. You're trying to find your way. You need a guy that can extend football plays, be a great leader. He's all of those things. Bryce Young is an absolute steal at number one. I love this kid.
Well, it's simple and it's easy. He has all the tangibles and the traits that scouts talk about. He has the clutch production, he has the processing, he has the arm talent, and he also has the mechanics as well. So he checks all the boxes. However, he doesn't check the box of height. But I've said this and I'll keep saying it. We don't talk about offensive linemen or defensive linemen who are, let's be honest, who are overweight. When they're ding-dong or a cupcake away from having type 2 diabetes. We aren't talking about those guys. Right? We talk about stature when we choose to talk about stature and weight and height. And so we just got to get out of the method of looking at someone and saying he's too short and he can't play. We have never said anything. We're in L.A. We're in L.A. The Lakers didn't have their 6'9" guy show up. So just understanding if you can produce and play football, it doesn't matter how tall or short you are. We need to look at his production, and at the end of the day, he's a winner, and that is all.
Look, I love Bryce Young because you look at the great quarterbacks in the NFL now, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, they are mentally faster than everybody else. They control everything with their mind. And when I watch Bryce Young, he controls the whole game because of his quick mind, his quick eyes. That's what separated him from everybody else, and really not just in this draft, but in maybe since Burrow, a quarterback like this. You talk about the production, he had that. But also the way he handles pressure in game and the pressure off the field. And that's what you need in a franchise quarterback. Being in New York with Eli Manning, he was the perfect personality to handle the pressure. Donovan McNabb I had in Philadelphia. Got booed on draft night. But you know what? He had the perfect mentality to handle that pressure. Bryce Young on the field handles the pressure because of his quick mind, and off the field handling the pressure because of a strong mind.
We had him right here on NFL Total Access just last week, and within the first few seconds of that interview, you can tell how any team could fall in love with this guy. All right, let's take you to the moment when Carolina made the call to tonight's #1 pick, Bryce Young.
How we doing?
How you doing? You remember in Arizona's Super Bowl when I told you we were going to pick a quarterback this year? We're not going to wait till next year?
Yes, I do remember that.
Remember that conversation? I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding. So you want to trade us some sweet home Alabama for some sweet Carolina?
I can't wait. How we doing, Coach?
Hey, man, congratulations
Thank you.
to you and your family. Hey, you got a room full of a coaching staff here and scouting staff that we could not be more excited to have you here in this building. And listen, we know you're not only a class act, but can't wait for this team that you're coming to. You're going to love this team.
Yeah, I was watching like a proud auntie as he made the stage. But then we saw a really emotional moment at 2nd overall and C.J. Stroud getting called up, going to the Texans, which we had a feeling could happen, but maybe they could go edge. No, they went and they got their quarterback despite all the drama with that S2 test that we heard yesterday. Yes. David, he handled it. You saw the emotion come out.
Well, we were even talking about some of that stuff even before the show started. And that's what was so frustrating. And I was hoping that it would just kind of just roll off his back. And it didn't. You can almost see it roll right off his face because he was so emotional after it, because he definitely heard the noise about this S2 cognitive test, which is it's a legit test. But I think that you got to watch the film too, because when I talked to guys that interviewed him about football stuff, I had guys tell me that it's one of the most brilliant football minds they've ever talked to. And these guys have been in the league for multiple decades. Okay, so he knows how to play the game. He understands what he's looking at. He can process information. He even gets in he's got a little bit of an attitude back at coaches sometimes. That rubs people the wrong way. But you know what? I'd rather have a quarterback that battles and that knows what he wants, right? Going into a locker room, going into a meeting room, so you get the right answers on the field. So CJ, I'm so happy for you, man. He's going to nail it in Houston. They got an absolute stud with this kid. Just protect him. Make sure you got some tackles out there that can protect the guy. But I think he's going to be an absolute winner down there.
He's going to play well, and in this process, there are times that people are going to what we slow drip and talk about and leak information, because in this process, it's not about sometimes picking the right person. It's, well, we didn't pick a guy because he didn't do these things or he made us feel like this. At the end of the day, this is a really darn good quarterback. Yeah. And this is a team who needs a quarterback. And so at the end of the day, if you want to win football games, and DeMeco Ryans understands that they have a solid defense, but they have to have a matching offense. And now they can start with the foundation of C.J. Stroud being that guy.
Yeah, I was glad that they made this pick. And we heard a lot about Will Levis at 2. I never bought that hype there with Will Levis. This was the right pick, who was, I thought, the second best quarterback in the draft. And we talked a lot about, well, DeMeco Ryans is from San Francisco and they don't need a quarterback. Well, you know what San Francisco didn't do? Was win a Super Bowl. So DeMeco Ryans said, we need a quarterback to go win a Super Bowl. So that man is smart, and he said, okay, I'm the foundation as the head coach. I can build the defense, but we need a quarterback, a legit quarterback, to go compete in the AFC with all those other guys. They did the right thing.
Yeah, well, for all the questions around what they were going to do at 2, we knew for sure it was going to be the imprint from DeMeco Ryans on which way he was taking this team. And they weren't done with that. Trust me, we will be getting to that power move, that back-to-back picks that they made in that trade early on. But that left the Colts wide open to grab their new QB. Yes, it was Anthony Richardson. What did you guys think of this pick at 4th overall, David?
I mean, this is the one that I was hoping that they wouldn't mess up, honestly, because after you get through those first 2 guys, you have the Colts just kind of staring you in the face at a need with the quarterback position. And the way that they're going to play offensive football, I said this Anthony Richardson is absolutely perfect. He's a perfect fit because when I look at what they're going to do offensively, it's exactly what they did in Philly with Jalen Hurts. They're going to run the football with the quarterback. He's an explosive, dynamic player. It's off the charts, his measurables, right? But he's going to be able to do that and create the one-on-ones on the outside. The game has changed. Like, there's an opportunity for a guy like Anthony. There probably wasn't this opportunity 20 years ago, honestly, because they didn't play offensive football like this. But right now he has a chance to do kind of what Cam did, right? A la 2016-17 when he was the MVP. That's the type of football they're going to play. Run the ball downhill with Jonathan, throw it outside when there's one-on-ones created, and then you grow as a quarterback. He has 13 starts in college. I don't care. When I pop on the tape, he's the first pick in the draft, talent-wise. So you can build around a guy like that.
Well, I love the pick. Now the question is, what type of offense will they run? Will it be down the field? Because, and the reason I phrased that question, they don't have any down the field threats on the outside. They don't have any burners. Yeah. Pittman Jr., he can play contested catches. However, at Alex Pierce, he's showing that he can play. But he's not a burner, so they need to, in the second and third rounds, they need to get some guys who can vertically press and put pressure on the defense. Because if you don't do that, you can run the football, they're going to load the box. Yeah. But you have to be able to take advantage of the one-on-one situations. And the current receivers they have are not going to win down the field the way he throws the ball down the field. He still needs to work on his footwork and clean that up, because his intermediate and short throws are inconsistent. And with work, being in the National Football League, this is your job, he will be able to fix those issues.
This was a surprise for me a little bit. I think this was a little bit of a pressure pick, where Chris Ballard has always talked about patience with the quarterback. Well, he might be saying, I better go get one. That owner might have been, Ursay might have been in his office. Hey, Chris, get us a quarterback this year in this draft. But I think the best situation for Richardson would be not to play right away. Play Gardner Minshew, let him go out there.
God
Anthony Richardson, you talked about only the 13 starts. Be patient. Don't throw this young man right out there and have him play, because he may not be ready. I think that might be the worst thing for him. Have the patience. You took him. You know he needs some developmental time. Let those other guys play. We talk about the offense, but he's still got to get and ramp up to that point. Put him out there when he's ready. Don't rush him out there.
One has to imagine that when they were considering him on the board, they thought of the plan for him moving forward, right? I mean, they've been trying to figure their quarterback position out since Andrew Luck announced his retirement. Of course, we're still waiting on Will Levis and Hendon Hooker, who didn't hear their names called in round 1.